going, Grand Champions? Rightio. So, back with another episode. I haven't done a video in a while. So what's happened is, this bloke I was talking to who runs one of them Yowie channels told me that because he just got like the part where the YouTube will start paying you, and he said that YouTube said that you're not allowed to swear in your videos. So all my videos are fucked. Like I won't be getting paid for none. So that sucks. Whatever, I'm cool with that. I'll do this for fun, you know. Listen, so the next stage I'm going to get on to do with the car, what's going on with that? Oh yeah, so something's actually happened to it. So it's been hard to start. Like I couldn't hear the fuel pump priming, just when you turn the key on. Now I can though. So I checked the codes, and it had an issue with a fuel rig fault. That's what's come up with it, right? So anyway, and it's hard to start. So listen to this. Okay, so anyway, hard to start, right? So, fucking sunnies are all fucked. It was hard to start last week. Yeah, normally the first thing when you first try and start up in the morning, it's and then won't start. Oh, then will start, sorry. So, anyway, we're gonna put an aftermarket fuel reg in it. It's probably like one of the first sort of things you should do. You know, like you do this and then put the big fuel pump in it. That'll be later on down the track when we do that. But anyway, I'll put a link in this video for the part too and where I got it from, because there's a certain one you need for this model car. Okay. Yeah, Carmodsaustralia. That's the mob you get this part from. It's called a GFB 8051. Okay. See that there? 8051. So this is the one you need. And the reason why is because this has got a Bosch type fuel reg in it. So you just want one that's going to slide straight in instead of having fucking brackets and shit like that. Aftermarket crap. Ugly stuff, you know. Okay. Factory Bosch replacement. That's what we want. Stickers if you're into that. I'm not. Yeah, so see this here? And that's going to just slide straight into where the old one was. There's a couple of modifications we need to do. Right, they've given you that port there, that's for a vacuum. And then this one here for a fuel gauge that I've got somewhere else. Oh yeah, there's the bung. So look, they give you the vacuum port and the little bung there if you're not going to use the fuel gauge. But I want to put the fuel gauge in because I want to see what I'm adjusting it to. Okay. So yeah, this is the fuel gauge that I got, pressure gauge. You don't have to use that one, but yeah. So the thing, it was hard to start last week. I don't know what the fuck's going on with it. Maybe the cold weather. I don't know. Okay, yeah. So that's going to go in here like this. I'm going to put it into the fuel rig there. Yeah, and the other thing is too, keeping it this way, using this exact fuel pressure reg, you can keep the standard fuel lines, like the common rail setup that's over the top of the engine. You can keep all that. So yeah, I want this thing to look pretty standard, right? Yeah, I've been having dramas getting the lighting so you can see me as well. So I'll yeah, we'll get on with it, eh? All right, cool. Oh, actually, yeah, before I go crazy, I'm going to take this thing for a drive and show you how much grunt it's got, and then we're going to fit this, and then I'll take it for another drive and see if it's better, because I've noticed that it's sort of lacking top end power, and that would be a symptom of something that's got a stuffed fuel reg. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you can have this thing a quarter throttle, right? And it'll have so much power, and then you can do the same run at full throttle and it'll have the same amount of power that it did when it had a quarter throttle, you know? Like, it's losing that top end grunt. And I think that's because the fuel pressure's dying off, if that makes sense. So it's only keeping it at a shitty power level. All right. Yeah, so I'll take it for a drive, and then you'll see what it has, all right? All right, cool. Alright, so yeah, I just went and got fuel. So look at that. That's what $80 Australian gets you. $80 dues. Fucking bullshit. Yep. Alright, yeah, so went for a burn. Look, this is going to sound weird, right? But all week, this thing's been hard to start, and then it hasn't been driving that good, and then just went for a drive. wasn't that bad, but the main thing is that I'm trying to fix it. The main thing I'm trying to fix is I want this thing to start like normal. But yeah, you just haven't seen that. What's going on is when I'd start, it'd go boom, and then start. You know, like. Yeah, so when I first, the first issue happened, I just never heard the fuel primer working, and then I put my scan tool on it and cleared the codes. Then the primer pump started working, but yeah, it just wouldn't start. But yeah, as soon as I got the camera out, the fucking thing started working. So yeah, I don't know what to go with. Anyway, this here's the fuel reg here. I'll zoom in before it. That thing there, that's a fuel rig. So we're going to change that for that aftermarket one. See all them fuel rails there, we want to keep that standard. Look, there's no point running an aftermarket setup, you can just leave that on. They're pretty good. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so what's going to happen is, this one here, I'm going to take that out, this is going to slide straight in, and then the fuel gauge is going to sit like that. So that's like what we're going to be working with, you know. So that'll be pretty good. The only modifications you have to do is you have to take off, like cut a bit of that plate off to get the, what do you call it? The circlip. That's the only issue. So yeah, we're going to figure that out together, I guess. All right, got some circlip pliers. Pretty standard mechanics tool. Okay. There we go. Old circlip. Ooh, shit, there we go. Now, hopefully this doesn't catch fire. Right. Yeah. Okay, so with this new one, right, there's a bit of an issue. So that one will slide straight in. Yep. Like that. Okay, but there's an issue with the circlip, with the new circlip pliers. I'll have to show you this way. Okay, so because of the way this is, you can't actually get you can't get that in there. You know what I mean? To sort it out. So what you have to do is you have to cut off a section of that, and then you can get it from the back way. If that makes sense. That's what we're going to do. Just got to figure out how we're going to do it. Just going to pour some water down here too. Wash that fuel off. Okay, there's the old one. Yep, looks identical. See, I wanted to keep it so this one here is like just slip straight in. You don't have to fuck around with brackets and making stuff happen. That's crap. Just want it to work. Okay. Now. Okay, so in the kit they don't give you a new circlip, so we're going to be using the old circlip as well. How's that going to happen? Something like this, I guess. So what we're going to do, you're going to put the circlip on that there. Okay. And yeah, this slips in here like that. Must be supposed to, yeah, so okay, so pushes right in like that, yeah, and then the last part is just that circlip, but we have to get it from that side, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so I don't actually own a grinder, so I've got this little tool here from Ryobi. Got it from Bunnings one time when I was doing something. Yeah. Yeah, some queer little Dremel or something. Some fucking thing, I don't know what it is. Anyway, bang. So, I'll see if I can cut off a section with that. That should do it. We don't need a big section cut out. Just something like that, just enough to get that circlip in. And give it a go. Now, the other thing I don't want to happen is a fire. So, fuel should be washed off now, so should be right. Alright. Okay. You know what I'm doing. Should be able to see. No sparks, that's pretty cool. There it is. Okay, is it going through? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now all I want to do is I want to cut out that top square here, like that. Cool. Oh yeah, fuck, she's on. Righto. Now, is it going to work? Or do I have to take a little bit more off? Is the question. So, okay, so the thing is we need to get the circlip to lock on from that front. So just try it without burning myself again. Always make sure you lube up your O-rings too, fellas. Okay, just a dummy test. Like that. Okay, I might have to take a bit more of a section off. And see, so the main thing is we're getting the seals fine. So the seal's there and there. So what we're doing is we're cutting off a section that goes on that lip. So it's not going to affect it. So I can take a little bit more off of that. Enough so we can actually get in there. a pretty good little tool. That's why I've never needed a grinder. Just gets me out of everything that I'm doing. Okay. Okay, let's see how that goes. There's a new one now. Over here. So I reckon that's plenty of room there now. Have a good look. See, I've taken out a section. So that's going to enable me to get that circlip on from the backside, from the top. I'll tell you what I will do. I'll cool it down a bit. There you go. Should be right. Okay. So that's going to enable me to slip this in. Just give it a quick clean out. That's the way I wanted to go in. There we go, look at that. See? Fucking bang on. Okay, and you've got to try and get this so you fellas can see. Right. I actually wonder if I get it out. Put it on this first. Okay. So yeah, what I've done, as you can see, I've just got the circlip on there, on the pliers before I put it in. Now, put it in the right spot. Okay, push her in. Now what's going on? okay. I just need to make this bracket a little bit, this section here a little bit bigger, so I can get that in. How did I get them in? How were they in there before? Okay. There we go. Okay, she's in now. There we go. Cool. See? There we go. That's in. Circlip pliers are in. The circlips are in. Put that back there. Now. Vacuum line. A bit of play in there though, I don't know what the fuck that's about. That shouldn't be there. Might be right when the pressure comes into it. I think it's sat in a spot, I suppose. Put this fuel gauge on, and I'll prime it and see if it leaks. Oh, next thing too with these, don't ever tighten them up by that. Just do them up finger tight and then get yourself a spanner. Otherwise you'll stuff the gauge. Real easy to stuff these gauges. Okay. Now I'll turn the key on, prime it, see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't leak. Okay, nothing's leaked. We've got fuel pressure, somewhat. So nothing's leaking, so that's awesome. Now the next thing is to adjust it. It's not running too flash. I think that's because the pressure's down too low. I think it should have around maybe 40, 60 PSI, something like that. You unscrew this and you tighten this one up. Should be a little Allen key fitting in the end of that. Oh. wind it up to 60. Surely that. Okay, yeah, so you just wind it up. You use that to wind it up, the long one, and then you just lock it off. And that nut. Okay. How good's that? Fits like a glove too.
Right. Now I'm just going to load this thing up. I'm going to see if that's going to hold the fuel pressure.
Then I'll come back and have a look.
Yeah, easy as that.
Should have a little grunt too. Sounds good. Going too.
Okay, cool.
Righto, that was real quick and easy actually. I'll take this thing for another splat and then see how we go, eh? But fucking sounds a lot better. I'll give it a couple of revs now for you and see what you reckon. But like, did you see that first little Gammon Bosch one? That's crap. You know, you put this big fella on, get to adjust it, wind it right up. I don't know, so now that I've wound it up to 60, I don't know what they should be sitting at, and I don't know what the standard fuel pump's capable of, but, oh well, you just got to play with it, eh? And that part's about $300. You need it if you're going to go into the fuel pumps. But I suppose now, the first one shit itself, now we just got to wait for the fuel pump to shit itself, and then I'll do that up. I'm not into throwing money at shit when you don't need to, you know? So, yeah, I'll give a couple of revs anyway and see what you reckon. There's no way that car's ever sounded like that. So I'll take it for a strap now and we can compare, right? Fuck, it's gonna be sick. Okay, so I've still got it at 60 psi. I just went for a drive around the block and it's sort of spitting. And I think it's maybe the fuel pressure's too high. 60 psi might be too much. I'm gonna give it a little squirt now, just so you can hear it. Then I'll change it. So you can hear it spitting, and I'd say that's to do with over fueling. So what I'm going to do is, because it's got the standard computer in it, see, it's set up, it's all tuned for whatever it comes from standard. So I'll just have a play, and then yeah. How do you win that? How do you win? Oh fucking! How do you turn this thing around? Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to wind it back down to, maybe we'll wind it back down to about 50. Okay. Just sitting on 50 there, just about. Now you door up. Okay. Still no fuel leaks, that's good. good. Okay. See how this goes. Still sort of spits, but it's nowhere near as like loud or as hard of a spit. So okay. So after having a bit of a drive around and a bit of a play, and then finally Googling it, what the go is, yeah, so 55 PSI. I think because I've wound the thing up to 60 when I first started, I probably fouled the plug and it's got a miss. So I'm gonna wind it to 55 and then just go for a drive, and the plug should, you know, unfoul itself, clean itself up, and then, yeah, we'll be right. But yeah, so when that's done, when the plug's sort of cleaned up, then I'll record that last drive and we'll be sweet. Something like that. So that's 50 there. Cool. Yeah, right, so I've got to shoot off to the optometrist anyway, you know, so I'll go for a drive. Hopefully that clears it up, and then, yeah, it'd be cool. Alright, cool. Righto, okay, so I've been to the optometrist and I've eaten a cabana, right? So on the drive, yeah, the mist is still there, like the plugs are still fouled up. So now I'm going to pull them out one at a time, and we're going to see if we can clean them, I guess. Ooh. I'll get in here and pull them out. Watch me do it, I suppose. Right. Ooh, this will be right. I'll just pull one at a time and show you. We'll have a look. Shit. Dropped him. Yeah. Yeah, look pretty fouled up. Yeah, what we'll do. Yep, pretty fouled up. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give them a clean up with a wire brush and then chuck them back in, eh? I'm going to give them another run. You probably don't want to watch that crap. Alright. Alright, those of you who do want to watch me do it, yeah, wire brush, just on here. Right. There you go. That's all I'm doing. You know, I suppose anyone else would probably just buy a new set of plugs for it, but these ones aren't that old, and I'm trying to make the job less cost effective as possible, you know. Lead back on. Yeah. Yep, same thing. We'll sort it up. Okay. Yeah, they all look about the same. So yeah, I'll do the other side, and then I'll turn this back. I'll turn the camera back on, and I'm going to start it. Okay, all the plugs are clean. Yeah. So one other thing is, so I've set that fuel pressure reg up to 50 psi while it's idling, but I think I might wind it down to 45 because it seems like when you put your foot on the throttle, the boost winds up. Sorry, the boost winds up. The fuel pressure goes up. So if I wind it down to 45, when you put your foot on it, you know, it's only going to go up and it won't go over the 55 mark because L67s are between 45 and 55. So, yep. Should run a bit smoother. Seems to be a lot more responsive. I'll go for a drive, eh? Hey fellas, yeah, so it's the next day now. I haven't put the spark plugs in yet. I only found one that was fouled up. So, like fouled up bad, and it's the number 6 one back here. Now I've got no spark coming out of that spark plug. The coil shit itself, so that's the issue. But I'll just show you anyway, so you can see what I've done to find that out. Okay, so we're looking for spark. No spark. Right. Now the next way to tell is, this is a pretty cool trick. My tradesman showed me this when I was an apprentice. So that's the number 6 there, and number 3. Okay. Now when you start it, good coils, they'll jump across from each other. You'll see the sparks come out of them. Yeah, so I'll chuck this plug back in, and then yeah, I'll have to go and get another coil. Then we'll be sweet then. All right, I'll get this coil out. 5.5 mil. That normally gets her. Ah, you fucking. Yeah, they put a really funny bolt on it. Fucking bastard. Round it off. Alright, yeah, so I went and got another coil pack. I got 3 of them, but I'm just going to chuck this on and then get it to run for me. So, yeah, chuck this on. Then I can finish off this video for you. It's pretty stock standard, eh? Like, you know, I was fixing this here, the fuel reg, and then something else breaks. It's pretty standard with cars. I'm sure you've all felt the pain. Cool. So that's the old one there. No marks on it. Sometimes I'll leave tracking marks. Sometimes I'll leave tracking marks where you can see the sparks going through the plastic and it's died. Right. Now 3 is there, 6 is there. Alright, now let's fire up. Sounds a lot better. Cool, the fuel pressure's sweet. It's running good now. I'll just take it for a run and then we'll finish up, eh? Finally.